everybody, and welcome back to Screen Stars. I'm here today to bring you another PlayStation 4 review, and I'm here to review Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, a game that was originally released in 2009, and I played and completed it originally on the PlayStation 3. Now this is a game that many Ghostbusters fans consider the third film, and is in actual fact, it was written by both Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis. And remarkably they managed to get all the original cast members back to do the voices for the characters in this game, and it is fondly remembered by fans for sure. Now next year we have got another Ghostbusters film coming out with starring the original cast as well as Paul Rudd and others, so Ghostbusters fans have got something exciting to look forward to. And this game has been given a remaster now on current generation consoles, which many of us are pretty happy about. I certainly am. This is a game that I played and enjoyed when it originally came out. It's one of those movie franchise tie-ins that is fondly remembered, and it was a very, very well made game. And in this game the original cast all come back, and you star as a nameless, voiceless character, a rookie member of the Ghostbusters, and your job is to protect Manhattan and New York City against a supernatural crisis. Now the story here for this game is a little bit throwaway, if you like. It's more of an excuse for them to throw in things that Ghostbusters fans will recognise, and for you to encounter all the old spooks and ghosts, things like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man and the librarian ghost from the original Ghostbusters, and Gozer, and all these things. So this game lets you experience all the things that you are familiar with the Ghostbusters films, and allows you to experience many things that you aren't. So it gives you the best of both worlds, this game. Now, in this instance, in the sense of gameplay for this game, if you've never played this game, essentially what you do is you will go to different locations and you will hunt down ghosts by using your Ghostbusters backpacks. Now these backpacks can do a number of things. You've got your usual Ghostbusters stream, which is really, really cool to use in the game, and essentially you wear them down with the stream and then you bash them about by grabbing onto them with the stream, and then you hold them and pull them into one of the ghost traps. But you've got other weapons as well that you can use on your backpack. You've got like a slime sprayer, very much like what you saw in Ghostbusters 2, and you've got other ones as well. Now they supposedly do different things to different spooks in the game, and it keeps the variety up and interesting, but the general core mechanics are quite familiar. Some ghosts you have to trap and put in with the streams and putting traps, and some you just have to blast long enough and then grab a light on their head and then smash them into the ground, and that's it. So there is some variety to the enemies in this game, and the creators have certainly let their imaginations run wild in some of the ghosts and enemies that you face, which is quite nice. The writing here by Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis is what you would expect. It's fast, witty, and they've all got one-liners here, there and everywhere, and it's what keeps the game interesting, because like I say, the story is not really a story. It all kind of tends to happen over one night, this sort of stuff. It feels like that anyway, and it's just like, it's so fast-paced. You're just going from one location to the other and fighting ghosts and spectres and all the usual stuff that the Ghostbusters fight in the game. But it tries to break it up, this game, by in between missions you're back at the fire station with the other Ghostbusters. And now, while that is nice to be at the Ghostbusters fire station, the lack of things to do there doesn't make it overly interesting. The first time you're there, you explore and you recognise all these cool things. There's the painting from Ghostbusters 2 that even talks to you. You can push down the toaster that jumps about a bit, and that's kind of it. You can't do anything else, and slide down the fire pole, all that kind of stuff. But you soon realise that once you've done all that, there's very little else to do there. So I think if this was a game being designed today, I suspect that they would give you more things to do at the fire station these days, whereas there's very little to do. In regards to the game, there's like a half-baked economy system in the game where you earn money so that you can upgrade your backpack with, you know, make things work better, faster, more efficient. It costs money, and you make money by doing the missions, and you can also lose money by doing too much damage. The environments are wonderfully destructive. So if you were like have a huge battle with a number of ghosts in a certain environment, by the time you're finished, the place is completely and utterly wrecked, as it is in the movies really, and that's quite a lot of fun. And I really like the way they design that, in the sense that the environments are pretty much destructible for the most part. And there's light puzzle elements as well in the game that you kind of solve using your backpacks. You might have to grip onto something and lift it out of the way so that you can go through somewhere, or pull off metal poles so that you can break through certain places, blast through weak parts in walls. So there's puzzle elements that aren't particularly taxing, but you've got to like use different elements of your backpack, the different streams, to like break through and get through to different areas. But the main thing here about this game is the fun element and the nostalgia element, and the remarkable fact that what we have here is the original Ghostbusters cast. And it is hard to get your head around when you consider that they've never really been able to get Bill Murray on board for a Ghostbusters 3, but they could convince him to come back for a video game. It's quite astounding when you consider it these days. So the fact that it's all the original cast on board here, it really feels completely within the Ghostbusters universe. It's set in 1991, so it's after Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and it really does feel like that you're part of the Ghostbusters team here. They're constantly making wisecracks. The writing is clever and witty and snappy, and the variety in the game does keep the game interesting. Now, in regards to how the game works, there are some odd bugs in the game. I think you could, you know, like when you're back at the station, when the receptionist, when Janine picks up the phone, she's not really picking up the phone. And there's certain elements in the game, you'll walk through certain areas and you'll see pigeons walking that's supposed to be like walking on a wall, and they're walking on thin air. And there's other graphical glitches here and there that you would have hoped that they would have, like, you know, patched them out and got rid of them here and there, but it doesn't spoil the overall enjoyment of the game, and the game runs smooth as silk. There's no problems in that area. It just, for a remastered game, it doesn't feel any different to the 2009 version. And there's no real replayability factor here for this game. Once you've done the story, which could take you, I don't know, between 10 to 15 hours, depending on how fast you play the game and how good you are at these sort of games and what level you play it at. Once you've played the game, that's it. There's no real replayability factor here for this game, I don't think. Other than, you know, you might want to go back once every year and a half and replay it because you're a fan of Ghostbusters. But for a remastered game, for a game that we kind of didn't even really know we wanted, and when they announced it, let's be honest, I got really excited when they announced this, so I was very happy to see that it was getting a remaster, and I think they've done a decent job of it. It just doesn't feel particularly different from the 2009 version. They've probably upgraded the cutscenes here and there, but some of the character models still do look a bit plasticky here and there, so it still does look a game from 2009, and some of the game design feels from 2009 as well. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it is worthy of that score. It is easily one of the best movie tie-in franchise games out there that's ever been released, and fans of Ghostbusters, if you've never played this game, you definitely won't be disappointed. So thanks for watching, everybody.